Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakwadash, and double honors as always to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone who were well and who taught us this truth. Today's lesson is going to go into the statements from Benjamin, not a Jew, and Yehu, whatever you want to call him, the Prime Minister of Israel. This was published from Al Jazeera, February 23rd, 2026, the year of apostate sellouts and agents and the time of Jacob's trouble. And as the headline reads, Turkish threat talked up in Israel as Benjamin focuses on new alliances. And it says relations between Israel and Turkey continue to deteriorate amid accusations. Should I say accusations and heightened geopolitical tensions. So, and we know that Turkey is what? They are a NATO ally. They're part of the beast. And you see that Slovakia. Trying to figure out what that sound is. But we know that Israel is Slovakia, that threw me off. But we know that Israel is saying that they want to really just take out Turkey. Take out Turkey. And we know that if this happens, we know that America, as always, is going to come to the aid of Israel. Do you think that in this instance that Israel or that the United States is going to come in the aid of Israel? Or are they going to come in the aid of Turkey? What has America always done, for the past, decades on end? They've always ran to Israel's aid. And, we also know that in Jeremiah 50:51, that it says the least of the flock shall draw them out. So, let me go see what that is. Let's see if I can pause this. Lord willing, it'll stop, but I don't know what that is. So going into it, with the likelihood increasing of the United States attack on Iran, Israeli politicians are already turning their attention to another regional rival, Turkey. Former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, who is expected to run and do well in the country's election this year, was the latest prominent politician to declare Turkey a threat to Israel. So you had the former prime minister who is running again this year. He said it. And then I think it goes in to say that not a Jew said it as well. So let's get it says a new Turkish threat is emerging, Bennett said. We must act in different ways, but simultaneously against the threat from Tehran and against the hostility from Ankara. Said other Israeli politicians have said similar things in the past few months, with Turkey a strong critic of Israel's actions toward the Palestinians and its genocidal war on Gaza. Let me go see what am I. Slack. Okay, I figured out what it was. But what was you going into? So like it says, a new Turkish threat is emerging. Bennett said we must act in different ways. Yada, yada, yada. It says that Turkey's getting closer to regional powers such as Saudi Arabia and Egypt. Let's see. The tone indicates that while the Iranian government remains in power in Tehran, Israel is already looking for a new regional nemesis with a network of like-minded states around it. On Sunday, which was February 23rd, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin, while announcing the forthcoming visit of Indian Prime Minister Modi, declared his intention to forge a new hexagon of alliances that would outflank a so-called emerging radical Muslim axis and cement Israel's regional influence. So that's what they want. They want more regional control. They want the whole control, man. It says included in that alliance would be countries like Greece and Cyprus, which have historically had antagonistic relations with Turkey. So they're trying to align themselves around the region while keeping Turkey out to come up against Turkey. And we know that Turkey will join up with Russia. Ezekiel 38, verse 1, and the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. This is talking about Russia. And say, thus said the Lord power Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the Lord's about to put that spirit on Russia to come up against, the whore, against America. And as it says, Persia, verse 5, Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmets. Now, who's Persia? Who is the modern day Persia? Let's see if we can look it up. Modern day Persia. Modern day Persia, officially the Islamic Republic of Iran. So we know that Persia in this scripture is going to link up with Russia. With what's it called? The chief prince, the bear. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. It says, now verse 6, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Now who's Gomer? Who is Gomer? We'll just put change Persia for Gomer, modern day Gomer. Modern day interpretation of Gomer mentioned in Ezekiel 38 is a nation allied with Gog against who? Against Israel. Primarily identify the region as modern day Turkey. Modern day Turkey. So they're going to come up against, as it says, verse 7, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So this might what they're doing right here, and right here with these statements, and continue to move forward with these statements. It's looking like that Turkey's gonna, which it's already prophesied that Turkey is gonna link up and join forces with the bear, with the chief prince, with Russia. And there's no going back, man. There's nothing that you can do to change the course of prophecy. Prophecy is that would join up with Russia. And if Turkey joins up with Russia, what's that going to do to NATO? That's going to break up NATO. And what they're doing right here is saying, hey, the new threat is Turkey, and we got to get Turkey out of here. So who's the United States going to join forces with? Are they going to join forces with Turkey, or are they going to join forces with Israel? And this is in the wake of breaking news, that Israel and the U.S. have now struck Iran after talks deteriorated. U.S. and which it should be which I should have put it as Israel and the U.S. struck Iran, because we already know who it all goes through. Live updates 5 minutes ago. U.S. and Israel attack Iran as Tehran retaliates across Middle East. It's going down, man. We're right there. U.S. and Israel launch major attack on Iran. U.S. and Israel attack Iran as Trump calls for change. Let's see what this one says. Change. Don't do this. Can't read it. U.S. and Israel strike Iran as Trump calls for overthrow of government. You got to pay for that one. So you're seeing it right now, man. Breaking news. And what did they say is next? The next new threat. The next new threat is who? Turkey. So we'll see what comes from these attacks, because this is prophecy, man. Let me get on verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So they're asking, hey, what are going to be signs showing you showing us that we're at the end? Jump down, just get to the point, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. That's what we're seeing right now before our very eyes, and it's only intensifying, man. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, and this is just the beginning. It's only going to intensify from here. Jeremiah 50 and verse 'Cause I can bear with me. Trying to find out. Might just have to look it up. Least flock. Draw. 49 and 50. So Jeremiah 49 and 20, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of flocks shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. For 50 and 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flocks shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And that's what we're seeing, man. We're getting closer and closer to, the deterioration of this whole system, the collapse of this whole system, man. And it's all they're doing. This is what they want to get, what they have, planned for decades, if not centuries, man. Yes, centuries. This has been planned out for centuries, what their end goal is. And no matter how they try to finagle their way to get to their goal, they're not going to get to it. They've already seen it. They've already seen that there is no way, so they're just going to go no holds bar to get to their system, even though it's not going to work, as it reads in Revelation 12. In verse 12, Revelation 12 and 12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So they have a short time, man. There's no going back. There's nothing that they can do. And I'm just keeping my eye out for something that I'm waiting on. So there's nothing that they can do, man. So now what they got to do, they got to come down with great wrath, because they know that they have a short time and they can't just move like they want to. They can't just move pity-patting their feet around. They got to go. They got to, because they've already said that, let's see if this is it. No. Because they've already said that they've already attacked. They just attacked, literally, man. This is breaking news. Probably a few hours ago, that they attacked Iran. After attacks deteriorated, man. Now is the time to speak to myself first and foremost, to be focused, tapped in. Looking at the bigger picture, being prudent, being circumspect. Because we're at the end. This is it. This is it, man. This is it. What else has to happen before they finally shut this shit down, man? Everybody's being exposed. The elites are being exposed. Wars is on an increase. People are being threatened that shouldn't be threatened. You got NATO members being threatened by people outside of NATO, and then they're not doing nothing about it. The beast is starting to hate the whore. What else? What else is there, man? but to remain circumspect and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Yahshai, watch these prophecies come to pass, man. While remaining, diligent, vigilant, and circumspect. Ephesians 5 and verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. You got to redeem the time. You got to be wise, but not foolish, man. Being circumspect. These are the times that we're in, because we are in the evil days. We're in perilous times. For in the last days, perilous times shall come. We're in those perilous times right now, man. We're in the time of Jacob's trouble, and it's only going to intensify as we get closer and closer to the end. No ifs, ands, buts about it, man. Because the Lord is about to bring judgment, fear, dread, but at the same time, for his elect, he is going to bring salvation. And we see it come to pass before our very eyes with these prophecies happening right now, man. Again, I want to go back to that. U.S.-Israel launched attack on Iran as Trump announces major combat operations. So we're going to see, man, what is this going to lead to? What is this going to do? How is this going to play out over the next, days and weeks? Breaking news. So I'm going to get on up off here and, see if I can see anything else, regarding this, any retaliatory, measures that may be, maybe happening. Like right here, this says 9 hours ago, U.S. and Israel strike Iran. So this was as long as 9 hours ago. Baruch Yahweh Shemi Yahshai, man, for this truth and, just having us here to witness the end of our enemy, to witness the end of this hegemony, which has so long been. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the spirit, to the body, and to the fold. And before I end it off, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashemi, Yahshai, Bahashem, or Chak with Dash. And double honors as always to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone.